everyone. Happy New Year's. I hope you are having an amazing day. We've been pretty chill and relaxed around here. My husband has had the flu now for 5 or 6 days and bronchitis. So if you hear him coughing, that's why he can't seem to stop coughing. Also, our neighborhood is going crazy with fireworks, even though it's against our deed restrictions. But every time a firework goes off, my dogs go berserk and start barking too. So you might have to ignore some barking and you might have to ignore some coughing, but I have a lot today that I want to share with you, some amazing things that I've been learning, and hopefully I can share them with you and you can apply them to what you're doing to help you meet your goals. So New Year's is all about a new you, and this time it's just a new decade even. So all the more reason to just take your goals and do what you can to meet them. So hopefully you've thought about your resolution for this year and what you want to kind of work towards. So good timing for me. I happen to be reading a lot about habits over the last maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. In fact, I picked up this book right here called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And it's my husband's book. He got it for a white elephant game, not this past Christmas, but the one before that. And it literally has been sitting on his nightstand, just being used as a coaster. And I was looking for something to read, and he said, read this. And I was like, okay. And it ended up being super, super interesting. It's all about the neuroscience of habit, and it has some really cool stories. If you've ever seen the movie 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore, there's this one guy there in the movie, I think his name's like 10 Second Tom or something, but literally after 10 seconds of listening or talking to you, his memory is wiped clean, like he never met you. And this book talks a little bit about that and a real story of a real guy like that. And what was interesting is this guy was able to make a life for himself, even though his memory span was only like 30 seconds. And he did it only through habit. His wife would take him on walks through the neighborhood, and then over a few months' time, he would remember just through muscle memory and habit how to get around his neighborhood, how to get home, and it was so interesting. It also talks about Febreze and how Febreze almost didn't become a thing. So anyway, interesting, cool book. And then you guys know I'm pretty obsessed with podcasts. I listen to podcasts every single day. And lately, a lot of people, because it's New Year's, have been talking about habit. And I got to listen to an awesome podcast on Amy Porterfield's podcast. And it had a special guest named James Clear, who wrote a book called Atomic Habits. And it was so, so interesting. And it just made so much sense. And it really did change the way I thought about how I want to set goals for myself and reach those goals. And so I'm going to share with you some of my favorite quotes from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, and then talk a little bit about the teacher planner that I made I made it for myself too, but I wanted to share it with you so that you're able to kind of set some goals and work on meeting those goals. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a quote, one of the quotes, and it says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Okay, so it's good to have resolutions, but if it's just a resolution, if it's just you saying, yeah, I'm gonna lose weight this year, or I'm gonna start waking up early, and I'm gonna read a book every month, it's not going to happen if you don't have the systems in place to make sure that it happens. So kind of this whole thing is centered on that quote, that you have to have systems in place if you want your habits to become, if you want your goals to be met through the power of habit. So that is one of the first quotes that I really loved. And now I'm going to share with you another one of the quotes. So here we go. Okay, I love this quote. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. And that is what we all want for our goals. I know one of the main goals people have around this time of year is to lose weight. And That has been my resolution for probably every single year since I was in middle school. But obviously it hasn't really given me a new identity. I'm still here all these years later having the same resolutions. And that's because the changes that I made in order to keep my resolution didn't end up shifting me or shaping me into a new person, a different person that treats food differently and exercise differently in a different part of my lifestyle. So I love how it says every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you want to be. So that implies that you have to take actions. You can't just decide that I'm going to read one new book every month. If you just decide that, you're going to fail because you don't have the systems in place to hold you accountable to that. So every action. So you want to become a certain type of person, the person that reads and gets smarter all the time, or the person who loves to exercise. Well, you have to create a system and you have to start taking actions that little by little by little will lead you to that point. Okay, so actions can become habits. So I'm going to share with you one more quote. Let me take that one down. Okay. So this quote says, it doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are right now. What matters is whether your habits are putting you on a path toward success. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current result. And I think that's exactly why my resolutions haven't stuck. I was more focused on the end result instead of where I am along the path of changing myself and becoming a new me. So this makes it really clear that we can look in the moment and see how far we've come. We don't have to look toward the future and see how far we still have to go. So all of this stuff kind of helped me to think about how I wanted to plan for my new year. And so I created this planner, and you can pick it up right on my blog post. So let's see. Okay, so my blog post, castingnowak.com, it has a little bit more information than I just shared with you, some more things that you can read about from James Clear and from Meeting Your Goals. And it kind of talks you through all the different parts of the planner that I created. So I'm going to show you that planner, and I'm going to talk about how I used it. So you can download it right for free. If you are already a member of my Circle of Teacher Friends, you can just get it straight from the Vault, which is a tab on my website. So the first part that you're going to do in order to start and successfully meet your goals, the first thing you're going to do is print out this whole planner. And I just put mine in a binder, and I just have tabs to help me navigate through it and easily. Okay, and so print it all out. You can print it front to back to save paper, hole punch it and put it in a folder. If you have one of those cool spiral things at your work, you can spiral bind it. I wish I had one. Okay, but the first thing you're going to do is fill out my goals for the quarter. So this planner is a 90-day planner. And so you're going to identify 6 different goals, 6 goals that you're going to build toward over the next 90 days. And then you're going to write those goals right here. If you need some ideas, right on my website are some goals right here. If you look in this picture, if you're on the website, you'll be able to read it. Teachers Pay Teachers asked the question to teachers, what is your big goal for the next year? And I just screenshotted some of them. You can also go to Facebook and look at it if you need some help. But there are some amazing goals. A lot of them are about getting some work-life balance, about eating healthier while you're at school, stuff like that. So that's the first thing you're going to do, is come up with your 6 goals. And then once you have those 6 goals, you're going to start unpacking them. So each of the goals has this little sheet where you are going to, let's see if I'm going to make wrong one. I wanted to get a little bit bigger. Okay, so you can see here that you are going to write the goal and then you're going to explain why this goal is important to you. You're going to really hone in on why you want to make this a goal. And then over here, you're going to talk about how you know that you're meeting your goal, and also how you're going to celebrate, yay, once you met your goal. And then the magic part is, if you scroll down a little bit more, it says what habits will be needed to help you achieve this goal. So I'll just share with you one of my goals. So one of my goals that I had, and I filled it out, was to get to my short-term goal weight. So I have a short-term goal weight to lose a little bit of weight. And then I kind of wrote why it was important to me. So I wrote that I don't want to undo all the work I've done over the last year. So I've put a lot of emphasis over the last year into eating healthier and trying to be healthier. And I don't want to undo all that. So since Thanksgiving till now, I've been undoing. So I'm ready to get back on and kind of stop the backslide that I've been going on. I want to feel confident. I want to feel proud of myself and in control for having self-discipline. And so I put, how will I know that I'm meeting my goal? Well, I put, I'm going to weigh monthly. And then for my celebration is, well, I've been needing to have a photo shoot for some pictures for my website, and I do not want to have a photo shoot. But that's going to be kind of my celebration. I figure I'll feel better about myself. And so having a photo shoot might be a little bit easier, and purchase a new outfit for that. Okay, so the magic part is actually in the habits and routines that you're going to put in place in order to achieve the goal. And so I put that in order to achieve my short-term weight loss goal, then I need to meal plan. I need to make sure I grocery shop every week. I need to cook and eat at home. I need to exercise daily. And I need to find other things to do when I feel like eating, but I'm not hungry. So you are going to go through all 6 of your goals and unpack them just like I did. It will help you figure out what routines and habits you need to create and keep you focused on that. So this planner is all about creating a system so that you meet your goals. All right, so let's keep going. The next part is the weekly get it done. So now, once you have all of your things that you need to do in order to create that system, my meal planning and grocery shopping, blah, 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 you're gonna go ahead and plot it on a weekly chart. So try and figure out what things you need to do when. If I need to grocery shop, then maybe on Sunday I will order my groceries online, and maybe on Monday I will do some meal prep or something like that. I'm going to plan it all out, and that goes with all 6 of your goals, so that once you have let's see, once you have all these routines that need to happen, you can plot it down there and make sure that you are taking the time to do the things that are going to help you meet your goals. So that is in the planner. And now we just have a monthly calendar, and I got to start using it today. So I feel inspired already to meet my goals. Okay, so, and then the next thing is my daily routines. So there are some things that you're going to have to do every day in order to meet your goals. So think about, if your goal is that you want to stay on top of your grading. Maybe you're tired of getting to the day report cards are due, and you are stressing out because you have 15 piles worth of stuff to grade. So if that's your goal, then you're going to have to make a routine. Maybe before you leave school every day, you grade 1 stack of papers. And so this has a place for you to think about the routines that you need. And the main categories would be morning at home, and then the morning when you get to school. What do you do first thing when you walk into the class? And then afternoon at school, like what all things do you do before you leave school for the day? And then evening home. So what things? Maybe in the morning one of my other goals is to get my house a little more organized. So maybe in the morning I can put as part of my routine to do my exercise. And then maybe the evening I can set the timer for 10 minutes and clean out a closet or something for that short period of time. So basically it's just about creating routines and habits. These routines that you have, once you start doing them and they're manageable, then they will become habits eventually. Okay, so my daily routines. And so finally, the last part is your daily plan. And so it has one little spot for each day of the quarter. And what you're going to do is write your top 3 priorities for the day. So in each of these 3 spots, you are going to pick 3 things. They're not already on your routine. They're the 3 things that maybe aren't an everyday part of what you normally do, but they have to be aligned to your goal. 3 things that you can do today to help get your goal aligned. So maybe one thing I might want to do today is find 5 new recipes that are healthy and delicious. Maybe if one of your goals is to get your papers graded, maybe one priority today would be to create some Google form quizzes where the kids can put in their answers and it automatically grades for you. So think about 3 things that you can do that align to your goals and that will help you meet those goals. And then there's places for other tasks you have to complete, appointments. Maybe you have an ARD meeting or a parent-teacher conference or something like that. So you can keep all of that information there. And so at the end, make one of your evening routines, maybe your after work routine, is to fill out your top 3 priorities for the next day so that everything is kind of thought out and planned out and you're more inspired to do them because you have written it down. So there is something magic about writing something down. You are much more likely to do it and complete it if you do. So I think that is all I have to say about my planner and how you can go download it right for free on my website and read a little bit more about it. And I want to challenge you, and I'm taking the challenge myself too, but I want to challenge you to do this for 90 days. Print it out, put it in a binder, figure out your goals, and for 90 days, do it. Keep track of your 3 things that you want to do today. Keep up with your routines the best that you can, and it will help you. And this is something that is good for everybody. Even non-teachers can use this planner. My daughter, she is a florist, and she has her own business doing flowers for weddings and for other things. And she saw me doing it when she was home for Christmas break, and she decided to do it. And then her husband decided to do it too. So they said that they loved it, that they were able to really look and focus on 6 main goals that they had that were short-term goals for the next 90 days and realistic goals, things that they could get done. So she liked it so much, she asked me if she could modify it and take all the teachery stuff out so that she could share it on her website with her friends. So I think this is something that is really valuable, and it's something that can guide you and help you. No one wants to be looking back and 2 or 3 months on their resolutions and feeling like they are a failure again because they weren't able to keep their resolutions. I know how that feels. That sucks. But if you start putting systems in place to help you meet those goals, you're going to be much, much, much more likely to meet those goals. And when you do this, you're forming habits that will eventually make you into the person that you want to be. It will make you into the healthy person with energy, or the teacher that isn't scrambling on that report card day to get all of the papers graded and put in a grade book. These are the systems that change you and help you become the person and the teacher that you want to be. So I challenge you, if you're listening right now, maybe you want to share some goals that you have. You can write them in the comments and we can all see, maybe it's a goal that will spark an idea in another teacher and help them out too. So I would love to see you kind of making your goals. And let's see. Oops, I'm trying to get me back on here. I forgot that I was, let's see, put this one down. Okay. All right. I forgot I was little in the corner. You probably got tired of squinting while you looked at me. But I challenge you for the next 90 days to do this too. I would love, love, love for you to share how it's going. And I'll give you updates too on how I'm able to kind of keep up with my systems and see how my goals are going. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, you can go to my website, CassieNowak.com, and download this right and just print it and go. So happy New Year, and I will see you next week. Bye.